Wait for the horn.
Man, I gotta follow that. Hey, Penguins fans, if anyone is wearing footy pajamas and crying to his mommy, it's your captain. He must know every ref intimately because he's always talking to them and maybe making sure they got the checks. And this guy whines more than my uncle on New Year's Eve. You just have to trust me on that. And don't worry about us. The Flyers are down, but not out. We will emerge. We will be back. And what are you going to do when Flyer Fire comes for you?
Nice job, Nick.
See, here's the problem with Nick, and I felt awful for him because he had to follow Andrew in SoCal, he actually was the guy that had the most votes out of everybody yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he had to follow Andrew in SoCal.
So that's why you heard him I got to follow that.
Exactly. But
okay.
I'll give Nick credit because he came on strong. But here was Andrew. He was impressive.
Yeah, this goes out to the callers. DJ, you're just a hater. I couldn't figure out who your favorite team is. Go back to watching Battle of the Blades, buddy. Joe in Winnipeg. You still live in Winnipeg. Enough said. Pogie in L.A. Is there a radio show that you don't call into and make a fool out of yourself? I mean, I have nothing to back that up except you're a Kings fan. Marty in Boston. When you lose your job at McDonald's, you can go manage the team, so stop whining. And lastly, Mick in Toronto. You may be a host, but you're really just another pathetic Habs fan. I hate the Habs. I hate the Habs. I hate the Habs.
Good call.
And anytime you can take on the Colonel.
Yeah.
And the Colonel had no comeback.
And half the audience, apparently.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. The thing is with Pogie never calls HTM because he's never up early enough.
No, that's true.
You know, so we have to cut Pogie a little bit of slack. But that was the best call of the day.
And I will say this, having actually met Pogie.
Best call of the day?
Yes.
When I was out in Anaheim last year.
Right.
You may not like his opinions and his phone calls, but he's a pretty classy dude.
Yeah.
He's a real nice guy and an absolutely devoted hockey fan, so you certainly can't question that.
And he must be living large this year with the Kings.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
And I'm happy we have a Western presence, too.
Yes. It's about time.
You know, that's the one thing I really was hoping that we would get. And we did. We got a couple of strong calls from Southern California, which was outstanding. So, Matt from Philly. Now, Matt, he tried out last year. And he was actually one of the finalists last year.
Okay.
And narrowly lost out last year. But he came back strong. Now, Mick and Bercy weren't as impressed with Matt as I was.
What?
But as I said, Matt, I think was like, and you said Usain Bolt? Was that who you said? Like in the qualifying races, you don't bring your A game.
Yeah.
You just coast.
Just enough to get in. Yeah.
Exactly. So this was Matt from Philly.
Let me tell you something about Pittsburgh fraud fans. What a third-rate team with a fourth-rate audience. Remember when, about 2 or 3 years ago, they were going to tent that organization and move them to Hamilton, Ontario? Remember when Jim Balsley was going to come flying in there until you got former Philadelphia mayor, now Governor Ed Rendell, to put a gambling bill together so you could keep that crummy team? Let me tell you something. Van Dam should have let Powers Booth blow that building up with all of you inside of it, even if his little girl got killed at the end of sudden death.
Wow!
See, this is the thing. Rivalries get built. Rivalries. And you know how much love Philly has.
Yeah.
Hell, they don't even love Santa Claus, but they certainly do not love Penguin fans. And to kick off the entire hour yesterday, which was, I think, very impressive because you hate being first in these type of competitions. Mm-hmm. But everybody, it's like the shootout. The advantage goes for the team that went first. Well, the advantage actually went to DJ from Pittsburgh, who came out guns a-blazing.
Oh, Flyers fan. I mean, ouch. That slap down was like an Elon Woods gap wedge straight to the jimmies. That's going to leave a mark. But here's what you do. Yell upstairs to Mom. She'll make you a warm batch of cookies. She'll put that Speed Racer feety pajamas in the dryer for you, get them nice and toasty, and you can curl up in a fetal position and wait for spring training or the next Rocky movie. And the next time you're staring at yourself in the mirror looking at that meticulously groomed mullet, you need to ask yourself one question. Who's your daddy?
Oh! That was a great start to the show. Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? Not even. There's so much confidence in that call.
See, this is why I think, the showdown is on. Matt from Philly and DJ in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I'm telling you,
it is on.
It's on.
It is on like
Now,
Donkey Kong.
Now, the most controversial choice of the hour was Chris in Toledo.
Really?
Because right off the bat, I literally didn't even get hello out of my mouth when I picked up the phone, and Chris is like, Shawnee, you gotta help me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta help you. And he's like, I need you to queue up Ivan Hrvatska.
So a little production added to the phone call via you.
Exactly. So
I can see why there'd be controversy
the panel was a little leery of letting Chris continue, but here was Chris, and he was strong too.
Let's talk about a little Northwest. I know, and everyone in Vancouver knows that the Canucks are the best. Colorado, please. Your team is a joke. Cinderella season's over. Calgary, you always start off hot. Your flame's burning high. Everyone's all excited. And then you run out to your favorite grocery store and buy your favorite drink called Choke. And then we got Edmonton and Minnesota. You're like the kids that sit at that little table at Thanksgiving and never can reach the big table. You know what that is. And since it's Christmas, I'm going to be nice. Give you all a little treat. Shawnee, drop me that beat.
Everybody, score, score, score! Vancouver Canucks.
Wait a minute, was this planned? Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. I'm sensing some little inside action here. Was that planned?
All I'm going to say is,
No.
Chris asked, he said, Shawnee, I need a favor.
Uh-oh.
But it was perfect. He timed it right at the horn and everything. That was impressive. I thought that was very impressive.
I gave him an extra half a point for the production value.
Exactly. He was creative. He was thinking outside the box. So, Chris in Toledo, Andrew in SoCal, DJ in Pittsburgh, and Matt from Philly are going to get together in a little tete-a-tete on Wednesday at 10:40 Eastern Time, 7:20 Pacific.
Can't wait.
For bragging rights and Peter's Finn.
Yes, the autographed $5 bill.
$5 Canadian.
Sorry,
Canadian
$5
dollars.
Canadian.
So it's worth 5 cents to you Americans.
That's not true. It's almost worth $5.
Oh, shut up. I was just.
And what other prizes? This can't just be a Finn.
Oh no, there's going to be books. There's going to be
I'm gonna
video games. There's going to be a DVD.
I'm throwing in a chocolate bar.
By the way, notice
How about you donate your $100 gift certificate?
Forget that.
Anybody want some car speakers?
I've already got my order ready to go here.
Anybody want some car speakers?
There you go, some car speakers. I'm gonna throw in a chocolate bar. Hershey's creamy milk chocolate bar.
Yes, I think there are a few of those kicking around this morning.
There are. Absolutely.
Yes. By the way, you like my hat?
It's a Santa hat, which I mean, I love Santa hats.
No. Let's get it straight. It's
But
Santa
it's a senator's
It's
Santa
a Santa
hat.
senator.
Yeah.
And I am all decked out in my Sens gear today.
Yeah.
Feeling happy, feeling alive. I'm waking up. I had my 5 cups of coffee.
Yeah. I like the jersey.
Just
I
don't like the
Santa
guy
hat.
in it.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. But the hat, I'm not a big fan of the logoed hats. If you're going to put a Santa hat on, you're bastardizing it, I think, by putting a logo on there. It's either about Santa or it's about nothing.
When did you become such a Grinch?
I'm not. I'm just an expert on Santa Claus. You know that.
Oh, are you now? Actually, he is, because all night last night, even the head honchos came up to Rossi. You were such a great Santa Claus at the kids' party.
I am one of Santa Claus's helpers. I help year-round, but especially
Yes.
at this time of year. I have a classic official Santa Claus outfit, which is only handed out to the best helpers of the big guy.
Yep.
And I'm always happy to do my part around here at XM with the kids' party. Even Scott Laughlin.
I know.
Was over.
That's what I'm
saying. What a
saying.
great
You two
job
were
I
all
did.
chummy
So-
and huggy,
so I was-
touchy-feely.
I was happy about that. I was happy about that. And
But
that's why I say the
yeah,
hat.
I know. All right.
Little iffy.
Speaking of classics, folks, in about 4 minutes' time,
Yes.
an HTM classic is going to be, it's going to be tweaked a little.
Yeah, it's inspired. We were inspired by the 12 Days of Generette, which you guys did on Hockey This Morning a couple
Yes.
years ago, which was phenomenal.